Have you ever stood in a line so long you started questioning your life choices? Well, take a seat, or maybe just keep standing, because today we're diving into the surprisingly rich and frankly, quite bizarre history of waiting in line in America. It's a story not just about patience, but about the very foundation of the nation itself. Before the age of smartphones, online check-ins, and those neat little ticket dispensers, waiting in line was, well, it was an activity, a national pastime, you might say. In early America, people didn't just wait for things, they just waited. They waited for their daily bread, they waited for the latest gazette to be printed, and sometimes, they just waited for other people who were also waiting. It was a communal experience, a silent, shuffling testament to shared anticipation. Imagine this. You're standing in a queue. Sir, ara no more velvet ropes, no more little numbers to clutch in your sweaty palm, no more APP telling you you're 27 th in line. There's just you, the person in front of you, the person behind you, and an unspoken agreement. You just stood, sir, and you hoped. You hoped today was the day the line would move. You hoped the person at the front wouldn't have a complicated issue. You hoped it would be your turn before the sun went down. Sometimes, the line would inch forward, a collective sigh of relief rippling through the crowd. Other times, it was a static work of art, a human sculpture dedicated to stillness. The fascinating part? No one really complained loudly. Complaining was seen as a waste of precious energy. Energy you needed for, more waiting. Plus, what was the point? Everyone was in the same boat, or rather, the same line. There was a stoic acceptance of fate. This was just how things were. There's a story, probably an embellishment, but it gets the point across, of a man who waited in a single line for so long that he genuinely forgot what he was waiting for. Was it for Alan Grant, a post office box, a permit to own a slightly larger than average goat? He had no more idea, but he stayed. He couldn't leave. Leaving felt like a betrayal, a failure of his duty as a line waiter. He had invested so much time, leaving now would be a monumental waste. So he stood his ground, a monument to forgotten purpose. Now, if you wanted the premium, championship-level line waiting experience, you went to a government office. These places were legendary. The lines at government offices weren't just long. They were an epic saga, a journey that could span days. People would bring provisions. They'd make friends, maybe even lifelong enemies, with their line neighbors. The line became its own little society, with its own rules and its own silent, ever-present despair. And the climax of this journey, the moment you finally reach the front of the line, your feet aching, your spirit weary. You'd step up to the counter, heart pounding with a mixture of triumph and exhaustion, ready to state your business. And the clerk, without even looking up from their paperwork, would utter the more soul-crushing phrase in the English language, "Oh, you need the other line for that." And so, you turn, defeated but not broken, and join another queue, starting the entire odyssey all over again. This wasn't an anomaly. It was the system, a bureaucratic ballet of redirection. And as frustrating as it sounds, there's a strange sort of beauty to it. It teaches you something. It teaches you that progress isn't always about speed. Sometimes, it's about endurance. It's about the ability to put one foot in front of the other, even when you're not sure where the end is. Think about the sheer force of will it took, the collective patience. It wasn't about instant gratification. It was about deferred dreams, about understanding that some things are worth waiting for, even if you forget what they are. This wasn't a nation built on efficiency or speed. America was built on the quiet, unyielding, and the sometimes maddening virtue of patience. It was forged in the crucible of the endless line. So, next time you're stuck in traffic or waiting for your coffee, take a moment. Channel your inner early American. Take a deep breath and remember those who came before you. The pioneers of the queue, the unsung heroes who stood and waited so that one day, we could, also stand and wait, but with better distractions. It's a legacy, a long, long legacy. And in a weird way, isn't that what progress is? The journey from waiting in line with nothing but your thoughts to waiting in line while watching a video about waiting in line. It's all come full circle. The methods have changed, but the fundamental human experience of waiting remains. It connects us to our past, to those stoic figures who just stood there, hoping, Andy, that's the story of how America was built not with a bang, but with a shuffle, one patient footstep at a time. Thanks for watching. Andy, if you enjoyed this little trip back in time, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the weird and the wonderful corners of history. See you in the next one.